I've got some real-time dumpster dive action for you coming up after I get this finished. I thought this was pretty cool. This little spring here that holds that cap, or the cap holds up in there. There's a magnet stuck on the bottom. And the first time I looked at it, I didn't know what it was. I was like, why is there a magnet in there? It's weird. But then I realized it takes all the little small metal fragments and catches them. Like when the engine's off, all the metal will sink down to the bottom. And it does a pretty good job, it looks like. I had never seen that. I'm sure that's common knowledge to people who work on engines and stuff, but I like to physically turn the bike on its side and get as much gunk out of there as I can. This is the gear oil. It's pretty dirty. I don't think this was what I said I would use it for when I found this dumpster diver. I think I said something about corn on the cob or something. Makes a nice little dish for this though. There's the magnetized part on this one. The end of that bolt is magnetized. There's no individual magnet, but it collects little shavings of metal. With this gear oil, it's got this little nozzle like that. What you do is you take a pair of snips. It would be better if you had something to poke down in there, but I've just been taking these snips and just taking the end of it off like that. Goes over here in this hole, and you just squeeze the whole bottle in there. If I don't get run over. It makes it convenient that that bottle is the right size for the job. Just get the whole thing in there. So this is the oil filter on a scooter. Somebody might kind of find that funny. There's the oil filter. It's kind of nice because you never have to replace it. A spring with the magnet goes into the cap deal, and then the little filter goes in there like so, and the whole thing goes up in the engine just like so. If you watch my dumpster diving videos, you know where this came from. Actually, this oil pan here as well, and the little glass deal. All three of these items, dumpster dive swag. Little dumpster dive cat litter always comes in handy. I can't use this cheap stuff on my cats. I have found that the clumping litter, a little more expensive. That's just the way I have to go. But I won't pass this up if I find it, that's for sure. Oops. It's also good for ice. If you get stuck in your driveway or something, put some of this down maybe. All right, now let's get to it. Get some light on the subject. There we go. What are we dealing with here? Not much. It's kind of an eye of the beholder deal doing this dumpster diving. A lot of people out there would like to have all that. I'm sure I would have got that comment in the comment section if I didn't start talking about them. A lot of people would take that. There's nothing I can really do with it, you know. Hey, those are aluminum chairs. Hey, you know what? Shoot. Those are all aluminum too. And they're very heavy. A lot heavier than they look. That's a nice aluminum score right there. We'll finish this route and come back and snatch those up. Had a change of plans. I take this tool and go chop up those aluminum chairs. That's why I bought that tool. I might as well use it. And so those chairs would have been, you know, huge for me to carry, but they're just gonna barely fill up the bottom of my tote once I get them chopped up. Shouldn't take too long. These utility cable cutters, if you didn't see any of my videos where I used them a few times, they're just wonderful for cutting copper and aluminum. That's what they're designed for. You're not supposed to cut like tin or iron, steel, you'll ruin them, but for soft metals they're wonderful. Okay, I looked at my last video. I think I know where I lost my flashlight and my snips, and so first I'm gonna go check that out. This was gonna be a real-time video. I came up pretty empty. It wasn't a fail because those chairs are gonna be worth some decent money. In 20 minutes, you know, $5 or $6 isn't too bad. And I had a handful of Christmas lights up, and then from there I'm gonna go out and see what I can score for you. This is where I think I lost the Lume Cube last night. The strange thing is this thing has been dumped. I know there was a bunch of stuff in here that's gone, but the orange couch is still in here. The truck shouldn't even be coming on Saturdays to dump. I don't know what the deal is. And why is this couch still in here? Unless that's a different piece of it. They might have had it in two pieces. I suppose that's probably what the deal was. Like the apartment managers. I don't know. That's probably a different piece, I guess. Either way, it's strange for this thing to get dumped on a Saturday morning. Unless it was some kind of Thanksgiving holiday special route they did. Still though, you think they'd be off on Saturdays. I don't get it at all. Anyways, I think the Lume Cube's gone. Lume Cube. Oh, when I was in there looking for it, I yanked this stuff out. Another pan. That's how I think I lost that Lume Cube. There was a bunch of pots and pans in there, or a bunch of pots, and I was up here and I leaned over and I think it fell out of my pocket. Anyways, $70 down the drain. That's some strong aluminum though. Shoot. I think I'm trying to go through the strongest piece of it, so try one of these little wimpy threads first. Let's see if this one's weaker. Oh yeah, see how easy that is? It's just like a butter, it's just like a butter through knife. It's just like a knife through butter. Like I was saying, these are abnormally heavy chairs. That's because these pieces with the twisty looking design are real heavy duty aluminum. Here's what a normal chair would be like. It's just very minimal pressure I'm putting on it. It just falls apart. When I made a video about these before, people were saying I should use a grinder. I didn't explain too well that I'm doing this like at apartment buildings at nighttime, and a grinder would just be way too noisy. There it is. I actually couldn't cut through this stuff. It was too strong for those cutters. Technically, I think this is just for cutting copper cables, and copper's a lot softer than a thick aluminum like that. So I didn't want to ruin the blades. But I went through this stuff. See how much lighter that is. That's generally closer to what it'll be made out of. This was a big strong deal. But I ended up just, once I got those pieces cut off and weakened the chair, I just put a bunch of my weight on this and twisted them off at the weak spots. But there it is. The good thing about these chairs were it's pure aluminum, not even a little screw or a bolt or nut was anything. No tin whatsoever, just pure aluminum. So that's good. I think I might have. Well, let's see. Actually, before I say, now that it's easier to feel like what it might weigh. Sometimes it's hard to get a good estimate when it's in a big piece. I must say it's probably closer to 15 pounds altogether, so not too bad. Maybe $5 or so, depending on the price. I was intending on cutting them down into individual bars that would just lay in my tote, but that's good enough. Probably good like that. I still got plenty of room. Okay, now let's go see what I can find for you. Sometimes these paddles can have some good value to them. I'm probably just gonna use them as scrap metal, but I'll look at them on eBay first. I've sold quite a few paddles like that, different variations, like little kayak paddles or whatever those might be. I think that might be a kayak paddle. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's just a cheapy deal or what. I'll check it out. What do we got here? A bag of garbage. I thought that was a laptop when I first put my eyes on it. It's just one of those little kids' laptops. Little modem router deal. Memorex. I don't know, what is that? iPod docking with alarm clock and FM radio. Well, that's kind of interesting. I'm just gonna scrap it. It's still interesting, I guess. I know a lot of people out there watching can do stuff beyond scrapping the stuff. I just don't have the time. It's not that I don't have the time. It's just, well, I mean, it's just not really anything I want to do, actually. Even if I had the time. That's a little screen shade for the car window. That's not bad. Piece of fashion jewelry. Now, something like that I will hold aside and put it into a big lot. I used to sell them on eBay. I got someone else I sell them to now. Yeah, there's a PS3 game, Mortal Kombat. There's another little router. This dumpster. Oh shoot! You know what? Dang! I just looked over there. This dumpster's been set on this stuff. And right when I started to say that, I looked over here. There's a PS3 controller, or a PlayStation controller, and a bunch of wires and stuff that the dumpster's sitting on top of. That's not good. Shoot, I wonder what was down there. There's a little wireless controller right there. PlayStation controller, camouflage. Oh, I thought the dumpster was on it. It's not on it. Nice. Hey, there's nothing wrong with those visibly. Those look like they have seen very little use. See the thumbsticks? They're real nice. I like new visually. And here we've got a little PlayStation AC adapter, a little AV cable, or whatever cable that is. Crysis 3. I don't mess around with the rated M games. It's not something I'm gonna sell to anybody. I wonder what's under there. Sheesh. I don't think anything is. I think that stuff was actually sitting in this old chair. It's undamaged. Nice. Nice little storage. Definitely selling every bit of that stuff, except for the white cable. I'll go to the scrapyard, most likely. Unless the used game store wants it. They might give me a quarter for it or something. A little bit more than scrap, you know. Those controllers are nice though. Valuable little doggies. Okay, where was I? I wonder. That was that router, wasn't it? I guess it doesn't really matter what's under the dumpster, does it? There could be a gold bar under there. Well, actually, for a gold bar, I might find a way to move that dumpster. For a PlayStation, no, doesn't really matter. Let's see, what's this? Righty then. This looks like it's been set out here intentionally, as if it works. This is generally what they'll do. It looks like it's been rained on. See the little dots? So that's not good. It's kind of an older one, and I've got quite a few of these in my apartment right now. Just kind of gathering dust. So I'm gonna leave that where it is for now. Maybe someone from the street out here will see it. Point it this way. Really not a lot of value in selling something like that online. after shipping and whatnot. It just doesn't have that much value. As cheap as those things are getting these days. Cheap, monetarily cheap, that is. You can go buy a brand new one at the store that size for like what, under $100 maybe on special somewhere. I suppose I could take something like that to a pawn shop and maybe get $10 or something, you know. Back to those PlayStation controllers. I mean, if they work, of course they're worth really good money. But something like this, see, that one's got moisture in it. That could be a problem. But even if it's broken, these things sell like hotcakes on eBay in the parts not working category. Like I was saying about that iPod docking radio dealy thingy. You know, it's just not my game to try to figure that stuff out if it works and fix it and stuff like that. But it's amazing what you can sell on eBay in the parts are not working category for electronics, you know, like those video game controllers. There's people out there that could use that kind of stuff for parts, you know, just that's their game, you know, that's what something they enjoy doing, is fixing stuff up and whatnot. I just don't like doing stuff like that. I just have never been one to do that kind of stuff. I guess I probably was never really exposed to it, you know, so I'm more of a movement type person, I guess. I'd much rather go out here and try to find stuff than try to fix stuff. I think you probably have to have a little natural talent or whatever for doing that stuff. Probably not explaining that too well, but different strokes for different folks, you know. What that was. Garden hanger deal, maybe, I don't know, it's weird. I know what it is now. Scrap metal. So like if I listed that one on eBay, that controller had a moisture in it and the parts are not working category, I would just say it was exposed to moisture, you know, blah blah blah. People still buy it up. I was driving home and came past the Salvation Army. The gate was open, so I came in. Suppose I should have came here originally. I didn't know if the gate would be open. Scored these little deals. This is gonna be scrap metal. Little angels blowing trumpets. Nice little metal deals. The angels are actually some kind of ceramic, plastic type deal. But it's got metal in there. The candlestick's metal. Little aluminum cake bowl. Some little tin bacon deals, as you can see. And then I pulled this, put this back box together here. I went through all that stuff down there, and bunch of this kind of stuff in there. Little nativity scene, I think is what that is. And all this kind of stuff. This is a music box, actually. Check this out. I know a lot of people collect that kind of stuff. There's really nothing I can do with it. You know, same reason Salvation Army threw it in their dumpster. I don't know, I guess some of this you would think would be able to sell in their store. Because people do collect that stuff. But I guess if they don't have enough customers, a lot of this stuff probably just sits around. That's in nice condition, all of it. Nothing I can sell, you know. But Legend of the Dogwood plate. Prince and Princess or something. Oh, she's got a broken arm. Never mind on that one. There's a bunch of broken stuff down in there too. Similar type stuff. I thought this was kind of neat. I think it's like a little soap dish or something maybe. He's got holes for the mount on the wall or something. Uh-oh. People just came out of that building over there. It's the first time I've ever seen people here. It's kind of neat little stuff. I'm going to take this whole box and throw it on a curb. Little scrap metal bits. There's a dog leash in there. It's not bad. Some kind of door spring. And then what else is in here? A bunch of this more little place. Oh, there's a piece of brass in there. Real nice piece of brass was in there. Definitely have that for scrap. It's worth about $1 by itself. Just some scrap metal. And then this was not. This was kind of interesting looking. Not sure what that is. Handmade, I do believe. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
All right.
Anybody here with you?
No, I'm making a YouTube video. You mind if I take all this stuff?
You can take it.
All right. I have to actually, I don't know, some of this stuff is so nice. I just have a hard time believing that they couldn't sell it. I kind of actually just think they just threw it away, to be honest with you. Just because of the fact I know how many people are going to comment that they would like to have this kind of stuff, and they collect it and they like to decorate their house with it and stuff. Now, these little music boxes, it's hard to say you couldn't sell these music boxes for. Oh, that one, I think I might have just broke that. I don't know if it's like that or not, but I guess that one's broke. But anyways, there it is. I've just seen so much stuff in that dumpster that it was sellable, you know, I mean. drop in the bucket compared to the stuff I've seen in there. Okay, so I get the feeling that I'm never going to see that Salvation Army gate open again, ever. Which is unfortunate. That's a situation where I'd be able to like to just talk to somebody and be able to do something about all the scrap metal that they put in there, you know. It's interesting how when I mentioned scrap metal, he immediately it immediately popped in his mind that I was talking about appliances, and I think that's a problem in society. They think of scrap metal and they just think of the trucks they see with washers and dryers and refrigerators, and it just doesn't occur to them, and it's not their fault, they just don't know that just a little bit of brass in my hand, a little bit of copper in my hand is the equivalent to a refrigerator or a washer or a dryer, you know. There's a big disconnect out there about the value of that little stuff. I figured I'd end this video at the auction house. There's really not much in here. It's pretty lame for a Saturday. They have auctions Fridays and Saturdays, as far as I know. Maybe they didn't have one today. Everything in there is just totally smashed. Bummer. But I will not leave empty-handed. Well, I hope you enjoyed riding along with me. Hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks for watching. That looked like a good thumbnail, didn't it? What do you think?